Welcome to the Writer's Journey podcast. I'm Michael Laron, a science fiction and fantasy author on a journey to go from nobody to bestseller, and I'm documenting every step of the way. Tune in every week as I pull back the curtain on my writing life and how I'm building a writing career while working a full-time job, raising a family, and attending law school classes in the evenings. You can find show notes for this week's episode, a free starter library of my fiction, and much more at michaellaron.com. Enjoy the show. Hello, and welcome to episode 53. And this is an episode where I am back. Last week, the Writer's Journey turned 1 year old, and I played some clips from my favorite episodes of the show, and that was because I had wisdom teeth surgery. So I was recovering from wisdom teeth surgery for the last 2 weeks. Typically, this is a surgery that people recover from in 2 to 3 days, but I had my wisdom teeth out later in life than most people. So I'm 31, and the doctor was pretty concerned about that, but I had to do it because they were really, really bothering me. I had the option of doing it when I was younger, but I said, you know what, they're really not hurting me, and they're not causing any issues, so I just kind of deferred it, just because, one, because I didn't have that money, and two, because I just don't believe in doing surgery unless it's absolutely necessary, and so the gamble didn't pay off, and so I had to go under the knife, and so everything went okay. The surgery itself was fine. There were no issues or complications. The whole thing took about 30 minutes, and all I remember about it was, the surgeon had me up on an IV, and he said, Michael, in about 22 to 25 seconds, this anesthesia is going to hit you, and you're going to feel really good. And I said, okay, that's kind of interesting, and I think there was like some talk show on a TV in front of me. And then all of a sudden, it just hit me like a brick hammer, and I don't remember a single thing. All I remember was a little bit of driving home. My wife drove me home, and then all I remember was being in a extraordinary pain, sitting in my chair in my office, and then I was asleep, and I was gone. And then when I woke up, I was fine. I had some pain and things like that, but it wasn't really that bad. The issue happened about 3 or 4 days later when I spare you some of the details, but it developed a complication, which is basically called dry socket, and it's basically where the bone is exposed to the air while the gum is healing, and it was so painful. Oh my God, it was really bad. It was so bad. I'm really glad that I took last week off, because I was in so much pain I could barely talk. So yeah, but anyway, I'm on the mend now, and things are good, and I'm feeling really good and glad that I went ahead and got that done. So thanks to everyone who sent me well wishes. I did have the opportunity to watch Black Panther, and it was phenomenal. It was everything I thought it would be and more. I really, really loved all the actors were fantastic, but I really loved the design aesthetic of the book. And I actually have not read the Black Panther comics. I've read a lot of comics, but that's one I haven't read. But I would definitely like to read the comics to see how they compare to the book. But overall, it definitely deserved to win Best Picture. Unfortunately, it didn't, though. But, what are you going to do, right? So I didn't watch as much TV as I thought I would watch. I actually ended up watching a lot of YouTube, which I don't know why. I just felt like watching YouTube. It was kind of weird, kind of funny, and kind of cool. So I am back, and we're starting the second year of the Writer's Journey. So it's really good stuff. So in writing news, Shadow Deal is progressing very nicely. So when I recorded my last episode before the 1 year anniversary episode, I hadn't yet got the book back from my editors. Now the book is done. It went to my second editor. She did her magic on it. It was fantastic. And then it went to my proofreader. She turned it around in like 24 hours. So the book itself is good to go. It's formatted. Everything is ready to go. Only thing I'm waiting on at this point is the book cover. And fortunately, the designer has given me the first 2 drafts of the cover. So we're going back and forth. There's some things that I think we have to work on a little bit, but I think we'll be done here in the next couple of days. And my hope is that, by the time the next episode goes live next week, that it will be done. And I'm super excited to share it. There aren't very many covers. Period, with African American protagonists on them, but This cover, I think, is going to be pretty cool. So, yeah, so that's Shadow Deal. The course is coming along nicely. I felt bad that I didn't have anything to give the people in the course this week just because of the timing of everything. With the edit and the cover design, they all kind of hit right after when I was supposed to publish the course. So there was like one thing I was able to share, but for those of you who are following along in the course, there will be a lot more content next week. I've already recorded 3 videos, so there's going to be some good stuff coming down the pike, and I really am getting down to the finish line. So I'm doing my Amazon ads now and my Facebook ads, and I've got a connection that may be able to help me with some BookBub ads. I've never done those before, so I'm definitely going to be coming at this pretty hard with advertisements. Oh, I hope it makes money though. So yeah, that's Shadow Deal, and thanks for everyone who's following along with that. So I don't know if I alluded to this in the last episode or if it was on Author Level Up, but my wife and I are actually in the process of selling our house right now. So the house we live in right now, it's been a great house. It was I don't want to say it was a starter home for my wife and I because we don't know how to do anything handy, really. We're not good at that kind of thing, but it was a good home for us. We had our first child here, and it's been great, but I think we've outgrown it. And so the house is old too, and so we're trying to look for something that's going to be a little bit bigger and a little bit more recent. And so we're in the process of looking for houses. We've actually sold our house. The sale is pending. It didn't take very long, which was kind of cool. It was exciting, but now it happened faster than we thought it would happen, and so now we're like, okay, we're going to be homeless if we don't do something here pretty soon. So yeah, I don't know where I'm going to live in the next month or so. So that it shouldn't affect the podcast or the YouTube channel. You guys know that I've been pretty religious about making sure that I don't miss episodes, and they tend to come generally around the same time every month. So probably what I'll do is here, once the course wraps up, I'll probably just batch record a bunch of episodes. So it'll probably go back to the old format. That way we can get moved and all settled in, and I can tell you guys all about that as I do it, hopefully. And yeah, I hope that there aren't any crazy stories there. So I was going to tell you a funny story about my wisdom teeth surgery. So the things I share. Okay, so I don't know. I guess one of the side effects of anesthesia is hiccups. So after my surgery, I had like the worst case of hiccups ever. And the funny thing is, I don't remember it. Like I don't remember it happening. But my wife was laughing because she's like, "Yeah, your hiccups were really funny." And she's like, "Everyone in the dental office was laughing at you." And so I was like, "Okay, great, that's good to know." So I actually had to go back to the dentist for a final review just to make sure everything was good, right? And so the dentist was like, "Oh yeah, good to see you again." And then the hygienist said, "Oh yeah, you're the one with the hiccups, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think so." And she's like, "Yeah, you're a legend. Everyone was talking about you. Everyone will remember that as long as they live." Those were literally her exact words. And so I was like, "All right, just look at my damn mouth and let me get out of here." So anyway, that was my funny story for the week. That's all I got for you guys this week, and thanks for listening. And next week, I hope to have some really good news about Shadow Deal and how things are going with the sale of my house. So peace out, and I'll talk to you next week. Thanks for joining me this week. If you like this episode, you'll enjoy my backlist episodes at michaellaron.com/podcast. For your free starter library of my favorite novels, join my fan club by visiting michaellaron.com/fanclub. If you're a writer and you want to connect with me further, check out my YouTube channel, Author Level Up, for helpful writing advice at authorlevelup.com. Thanks for listening, and I'll be back next week.